All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to need to dust off the AMA chairs as we get set to open it up for another great AMA here at Gollum's Gyms. We are welcoming on a powerhouse today in Volt NU who have basically defined the word community with what they've built so far and somehow feeling like they are only starting to pick up momentum, but they are bringing a ton of experience to the table. Before we do, huge opportunity today with one B&B up for grabs for the Gollum Army and all of our new listeners, split up between two lucky random winners at 0.5 B&B each. And a Gollum's Golden ticket for the best question asked at the end of the segment. And if you're new, feel free to send me a DM with your question if we crest over 500 participants, or you simply can't ask it on voice chat. And just make sure if you want to qualify for these giveaways, guys, you simply need to be a member of @VoltNU Official, @Gollum's Gyms, and @Gollum's Gyms Reviews. And you are now eligible to win. Volt NU in the house. Looks like we're going to be joined by a huge supporter, it appears, with a very large YouTube community. We have Pablo Crow in the building. How's it going, Pablo?
Hey man, can you hear me good?
I can hear you now. Yeah, Telegram, it's brutal sometimes, man. You have to hit that mute button like 20 times before it starts working.
Yeah, I totally feel you, man. We've been dealing with Telegram for a while, so we totally get what you're saying. But no, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. First of all, I want to say thank you on behalf of the whole army. It's a privilege and a blessing to be on your channel, man. Thank you for having us.
And likewise, you guys have proven to be absolutely bulletproof. I feel like, with this massive rise, nonstop aggression on the marketing front, truly the word powerhouse, like I opened you up with, I really do believe that you guys bring a ton of presence on the community and the social side. Yeah, for everybody who hasn't checked it out yet, Hyper Deflationary Token. About to celebrate their 6-month anniversary, absolutely nonstop in their pursuit of greatness with their really aggressive marketing. I have to imagine it consists of at least 20 people, but absolutely massive community behind them, engagement nonstop. Utility on deck too coming up, right, Pablo?
Oh man, it's a nonstop utility. At the end of the day, we want to become a blue chip ourselves. So utility is definitely a must.
Yeah, man. I had a chance to play the game as well. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I had a ton of fun. I think you guys are, maybe you can give us a little intro. I think everybody's heard about it, but they might not know who's behind it. Can you share a little bit of insight about the team and who's making this thing move?
Well, as you guys know, our developers is a non-docs developer, Voltoshi, and his whole point in starting Volt was to just prove to the world that you can still build a project and be in the top 10 projects the old-fashioned way. When you come in and you're uncrypted and you remain that way, you know what I mean? And you can grow a massive community. And I think we are proving that point to be true. The Shiba and Doge was not just luck. That is something that can be duplicated over and over again with the right individuals, and it's pretty exciting stuff. So, what I'm going to do though, if you don't mind, I'm going to, share the screen because it keeps me going and at least have a list of order of things that we can, talk about, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's do it. I love it.
But yeah, man, no, Boltoshi is the real deal. You're looking for a project where the developer does exactly what he says, then Volt's the project for you. We have been delivering on everything that has been promised to this day. I mean, there's new announcements every day. There's a new exchange literally popping out like every day or every other day, sometimes twice a day. I don't know if you know, my friend, but we just completed 25 exchanges and just did another exchange today where you can buy your Volt with a credit card and a Visa.
Man, I think my notes were outdated because I had 23 with one recently announced. You guys are adding them so fast, my notes are irrelevant.
Yeah, man, I think we just got to our 2026 today. So
that's insane, man. I mean, you guys are defining the term like accessibility, right? Like you want everybody, no matter where you're trading at, no matter where your assets are, you want them to be able to find Volt in you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it like this, right? For example, a lot of people underrate little exchanges, but the way the Vault looks at smaller exchanges, that's just one more holder, you know. And every exchange has a crowd of people, whether it's in the thousands, in the millions, or billions. It doesn't matter how many people it has. There's more people that would have never bought your product if they were not in that exchange. So, by the end of the year, Volt targets for 100 exchanges, and I don't see how that is impossible at this rate.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, you guys are just hyper aggressive. So like where I guess talk to us a little bit. Maybe you have some more insight. Actually, I know you probably do. Like talk to me about where this began, like what kind of the idea was in the beginning.
Oh man, I'll tell you exactly how it began. That's where it gets exciting. You know what I mean? Well, first of all, um, I'm probably the oldest investor in Volt. I don't know anybody that bought before me, so I'll start with that. And how it all started is, as you said earlier today, I have a YouTube channel. I'm an influencer myself, and a lady came to my YouTube and said, "Hey, have you looked into Volt yet?" So Volt just recently launched about 3-4 hours before she reached out to me, and I was like, "No, I haven't." So I went on Dex Tools and I found Volt. And when I pull up the chart, man, that thing was like 90-95% dump already. Like I already went through a pump and dump. And what was crazy, what really caught my attention, like nothing I ever seen before, the way the Voltoshi handled the crowd. That's what caught my attention. I didn't really care about the chart. To me, a chart is irrelevant. What matters is the leadership. So when everybody was attacking Boltoshi, in that moment in time, they were calling him a scammer. Why isn't he doxing himself? Open the voice chat. All this stuff was happening. Boltoshi was just calm, answering questions, like just relax. I got a plan. Things are going to be great. And just by the way he handled himself as an individual, made me want to reach out to Boltoshi. And I reached out to him on a private message. I was like, hey, man, look, I feel what you're doing here could be something. I mean, this is the first Disney character in the crypto space. This could be a new trend. This could be something big. I wanna jump on board with you and help you move this project.
How big was
And
the
and you know,
how big was the Volt community at that point?
oh man, probably like 200 members. Yeah, so it was tiny, man. It was tiny, and most of them already sold. You know what I mean? So well, Toshi, his reply was like, "Yeah, man, I actually been waiting for you to show up. I've been waiting for a guy like you." So, so I next thing you know, I'm working with Boltoshi, and things are getting excited, man. Very, very excited.
Just out of curiosity, kind of not to derail the topic, but how big was your community on YouTube at that point? Like, how much has it grown since then?
Oh man, at that point, I was sitting somewhere around 1,500, right under 2,000,
That's
and
crazy.
right now I'm pushing closer to 15,000. You know, so
Yeah.
I recently opened my YouTube channel in November. Oh no, in October. Sorry, of 20. Yeah, 20. It'll be one. Yeah, 2021. I opened it in October, and I've been in the crypto space for 6 years. And the reason why I opened my channel in the first place was because I was so late to so many projects all the time, man. I was always late, always late. I don't know how people got their info, and I was always the ones that were buying it towards the end. When it was landing on crypto.com, when it was landing on Binance, that's when I was buying the project. So uh, I wanted to kind of connect with the DeFi space and find gems a lot sooner. And I just couldn't find the right YouTuber to deliver that. So I was like, hell, I might as well become a YouTuber myself and deliver that for people. And here we are today, sir.
What a wild ride, right? I didn't mean to derail us there. I know. I know we have a lot to talk about, guys. Volt is a giant project, and I wasn't joking. Like they have massive engagement. I normally see huge numbers on social, and I think it might not be legit, but these guys are legit. You guys have a ton of engagement in everything that you do. Hey, Pablo, you might be muted too.
You're right. I
Yeah.
was, man. I was trying to grab it. I'm good now. But no, you're totally right. You know, as far as everything goes, I mean, you guys can go through everything. Go through all our holder count. You can go through Twitter. I mean, we got 57,000 followers on Twitter. I mean, the Twitter's verified. I mean, we can talk about audits all day long. We're actually, we got Solidity Finance. We got Everrise, which we're going to talk about, I'm sure, one of our partners. And now we're going through Certec. You know what I mean? So we got plenty of certifications to say that this is about the most legit project you have ever seen in the DeFi space, and things are about to get really excited, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's like when you go into your Telegram group, you kind of get that feeling like it's one of those. It's almost like launch vibes. It's a ton of excitement behind it, and I know you guys have a lot of things coming. So I'll pass it over to you. That way we don't miss anything.
Yeah. So first of all, I mean, I think the most important thing is building the floor. Building a community. As you can tell, our community is very well recognized around the crypto space. It's something that people, they talk about the Volt Army and they respect it. They're like, hey, those guys work harder than anybody I ever seen before, and it's because we saw what happened with Doge, man. I was part of the Dogecoin run. I was part of the Shiba run, Saitama. I invested in Shinobi. I was probably the first YouTuber to talk about Shinobi. It was either me or Jan. But either way, what I'm saying is we know what it takes to build a community. We know that if you don't have believers in your project, you have nothing. It's that simple. You have nothing. So community was number one. We focus on building numbers over building volume. When everybody else is focused on volume, we did the opposite. We're like, no, man, I'd rather have 1,000 people come in here with $1,000 and one guy come in here with 100 Ethereums. Because we wanted the supply to be split, equally along the Ethereum scans. We wanted everything to be clean. So when somebody sold their bag, it wasn't going to kill the project. It wasn't going to hurt it. So our main focus from day one was to build numbers. And as you can tell, there's projects that have a 50 million market cap right now that have, 5,000, investors. Here we are sitting at over 50,000. And it's like, dude, it's obvious that our main focus is community and numbers. And that's why we call this project the People's Token. It's a project with the average guy can come in and actually turn $1,000 into $1 million if they want. I truly believe that we're going for that 1,000x from here. I truly believe that we can be the token that hits 50 billion, just like Shiba did. We saw Doge hit 100 billion. So compared to us, to be honest, those two tokens just don't have what we have to offer to the world, to the real world.
I mean, it feels extremely like grassroots, I would call it, just because of all of the partnerships formed, all of the just the approach on the partnership side from like the Everrise, and everything you guys are doing on that front. You guys even have it's noted a farmers market in Utah. I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah, actually, I went to that event. I was actually hanging out with the CEO of Farmers Market, which was awesome because we just sat down, had a beer, regular guys talking about crypto, and the guy's a multimillionaire, so it was very cool to sit down with a guy like that in the corporate world, and him talking about the future with Volt and how far we're gonna take this, and how inspirational he is about running with crypto, and loving how Boltoshi reached out to him and how everything got lined up, and that was a beautiful partnership. I mean, we got as you guys can see in the chat and the screen. I mean, we got our partnership with Everrise was huge. They helped us with the migration. We are on Everswap. You can buy Volt through them. I mean, we got Elon Goat. I don't know how much you know about Elon Goat, but I'm really excited about that partnership, man.
Yeah, they came on for an AMA. They were awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley's a great dude, and the fact that I don't know if you know this much about it, but they're delivering the monument to Elon Musk. Well, when Boltoshi heard the story about the monument that was being built for Elon, he wanted to invest in the project himself. So he went and bought $40,000 worth of their token. And then on top of that, he came to an agreement with Ashley where they would fabricate a Volt dog to be delivered with the monument. So this Volt dog's gonna sit about a 4 foot tall by 3 foot wide, and it's gonna be made out of pure aluminum. It's gonna be gold plated with some lightning bolts, and the teeth are gonna be gold, and it's gonna be cool. Because by the time that happens, we're talking a matter of weeks at this point. When that happens, people are already gonna know about Volt. So Volt's gonna be very accessible on all these exchanges, on all these ways to buy it with fiat gateways. And then when you see Volt on the news, man, cruising around with Elon Go, things are going to get cooking in the real world.
Yeah, and it's accessible, right? Like that's the big, evil genius plan behind it all, is that people can log into an exchange and get it right away. I mean, a ton of them, and they're just growing and growing. Talk to me about some of the personalities. You guys have a lot on, the sports side. I see the MMA presence there, a huge list of YouTube partnerships that look like they just don't stop. Like they just keep churning out more and more Volt content.
Oh man. Well, at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Okay. Everybody wants, a lot of us missed the beginning of Shiba, right? A lot of us caught it towards the end. You know what I mean? So everybody's been waiting for that opportunity to come about. So Bolt has proven himself around the DeFi space that we could be that token, the next Shiba, the next Doge, that we could be that token, and a lot of these influencers are finally catching on and say, you know what, I don't want to miss the train. I don't want to like not talk about Volt and take that opportunity away from my following. So a lot of these guys, they don't even talk to us, man. They just go and start dropping content on Volt. Like we talked to about a third of all these influencers. But like Gilbert Dorino, man, who doesn't know Gilbert Dorino from the UFC, bro? Like who doesn't know that guy? He's a big deal, he's ranked in the top 5 best fighters, in his weight class. You know what I mean?
I mean, Ian's been on some main events himself too.
Exactly. And as you know, crypto.com runs the UFC, that's what they sponsor it all the time. And we wanted to get involved with that scenario on top of, I don't know if you saw our Benzinga interview, for those that don't know, Benzinga is a big stock market and crypto company that's been around for many, many, many years. And they have followed Volt since December 24th.
We're not talking a
5 days,
here, right? We're talking a full-on interview.
Full-on interview. Yeah, that you guys can actually go to their YouTube channel and watch the full-on interview. In fact, it's probably in our main page right here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. You guys can literally somewhere in here. Yeah, somewhere in here, man. I know Boltosh has been updating all this stuff. So
that Linktree, guys, is super, super convenient for anybody listening that just wants to browse. You can get quick access to the game on their website. Everything. It's just the Linktree and Volt Inu official for anybody that can't see it.
I mean, look at all these YouTubers, man. They go on forever. You see all these? Look at that.
Yeah, trust me. When I was looking going,
man, it's like these are all.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. So let's see. I'm trying to find it. I know it's in here somewhere. See, there's so much stuff that you struggle to find what you're looking for. That's how crazy it's gotten. You know what I mean? Right there. You see right there where it says Benzinga, Volt interview. So what do you know about Benzinga, Gollum? What do you know, man? What do you know?
Tell not as much as you do. So I know you're going to hit me with some knowledge.
Oh man, well Benzinga is huge. Okay, it's like the Wall Street. It's like the Wall Street of New York. For crypto. The stock market. You can actually go on to Benzinga YouTube channels and their main official website, and they teach you how to trade stocks. You know what I mean? They coach you on all this stuff. So they've been around for a very, very long time. And what's really exciting about Benzinga is that they were following Shiba way before anybody else was. Like they were tracking every movement that Shiba did. So when Shiba was about to explode, they already knew it was going to explode. And they've been following Volt since December 24th, 25th, like a few days after we launched. because in that moment in time, dude, we hit like 3,000 holders in a matter of like 3 to 4 days. So it blew their mind. So ever since then, Benzinga has been following us. And for anybody that's listening here today, man, you guys should really do some research on Benzinga and just learn everything about them and how valuable they are to the crypto space and the stock market.
Beautiful stuff. I know that, when it comes to like the utility side of Volt, that there's quite a bit on the roadmap. It's very much so community, but you guys wanted to supplement that with a little bit of utility coming in. Do you want to talk about like what you guys have outlined?
Yeah. Let me pull up the roadmap because sometimes I can't even keep up myself. Like, as you guys know, I'm not part of the developing team. I'm just a guy that came out of nowhere and said, you know what, I'm going to grow a team. I'm going to grow a community. I'm going to help Boltochi. I'm that guy. So I'm not 100% on everything that happens on the developing side. I might know 20, 30% more than the average investor that's been around for a while, What's really, really cool about all that, you look at utility. Obviously, we have, like you were talking before, we have the play to earn game, right? That's something that was just created for people in the Volt community and the non-Volt community. If they just want to earn some tokens, they want to earn some free Volts, they want to earn some Ethereum, they can just go play the game and earn some free money. That's one of our utilities. Obviously, I consider our treasury part of our utility because we have hundreds of NFTs that go up in value, that build our liquidity, that Boltochi uses to exchange them and flip them and do buybacks. And as you know, man, Boltochi is always doing buybacks, $50,000, $100,000 like weekly, to keep things afloat. So that's one of our main things that I feel we're proud about. Another one is shopping.io, where you can actually go to their website and buy stuff on Amazon, Walmart, eBay, all with your Volt tokens. Same thing with crypto cart. That's another thing. You can use your Volt tokens to buy gift cards, and you can print them out through your email and go into Best Buy and just buy a TV if you want. You know what I mean? The thing is that if you think about those utilities, how hard is it for you to sell your token, move it over to USDC or Ethereum, send it over to a centralized exchange, swap it over for some fiat, wait 3 to 4 days for that fiat to go to your bank account so you can finally spend it, right? So Boltochi bypassed all those steps and made it so where you can use your Volt to go shopping wherever you want. So what do you think?
I mean, I'm into it, man. As I'm looking through it was pretty awesome. I know you're not the dev side of it, but you have a passionate, representation, which is awesome, man. It's a very unique perspective, and I'm sure you can offer like a unique perspective alongside it. Like, talk to me a little bit about some of the ability for the community, like their ability to overcome adversity. Talk to me about the migration time. Obviously that was a big step in the project. How did it go? How did the community respond? And how did everything end up working out?
Oh, well, you know how migrations go, right? Everybody gets scared. That's why a lot of major tokens have been questioning whether they do a migration or not. The beautiful thing about what Volt did was Boltochi reached out to Everrise and said, you know what, we need help with our migration. It's not something that we can handle on our own. So you got to respect the leader that is humble enough to ask for help. That's something that I look at all the time, because a lot of these developers, they're hard-headed. They're like, oh no, I know the better option. I know the better way. And the way that Boltochi handled the migration was beautiful. It's something that him and I, from day one, we knew it needed to happen. We knew that if you wanted to get listed on Binance or Crypto.com, you had to delete some zeros. It had to happen. So we always knew that eventually we would migrate. But the reason why it was never something that was announced or everything that got promoted is because we wanted our competitors to not know our plan. We wanted them to think we're going left when we're actually going right. You know what I mean? So when we partner up with Everrise and everything went so freaking smooth, you realize if you go back on the chart in B1, we were sitting somewhere around 40 million and it came all the way down to about 14 million. Okay, because there was a lot of fear in the market because everybody was scared of a migration. So what happened is after the migration happened and everything went flawlessly, all those same investors run right back. So guess where we're sitting right now? In the 40, 50 million market cap. You know what I mean? We did have a run up all the way to a quarter million, 250 million, and now we're consolidating about a 50 million. And I feel like Everrise is definitely the partnership that a lot of these projects should have when it comes to migrations.
Beautiful. I was just going to ask about that. That's such a great just sentiment after working with them. I'm sure they love to hear that as well. You know, so when you talked about going to the all-time high about 250 million and now consolidating a little bit about 40 million, what's going to be that catalyst? Do you think it's going to be more something along the lines of the Elon goat? Do you think it's going to be a utility kicking off? What do you think is going to be that ultimate thing that's just going to send it skyrocketing?
Oh man, well, for those that are in the Telegram, and if you're not in the Telegram, I suggest you join the Telegram. A few days ago, Boltoshi drop a hint, and in this hint, he said that he had 9 exchanges lined up, and there was more tier 1 exchanges out of those 9 contracts than you can count. So I believe that a lot of the next run is going to have to do something with getting into a tier 1 exchange, along, like you said, with the news, the Fox News, the CNN, and the whole thing going on with Elon Goat. So in my opinion, Boltoshi's trying to time it just right so we can get on bigger exchanges right before the Elon Gold thing happens. And I think you combine those two together, man, it's going to be an explosion.
Yeah, man, I gotta imagine that huge listing news obviously going to drive a ton of FOMO. It's going to kind of be that same experience, I feel like, that you guys talked about when you hit 15 million, right? When that dip happened and then everything went fine, everybody FOMOs back in. It's kind of that same thing, right? You get listed on a tier 1 exchange, all of a sudden everybody remembers it all and everybody comes back in.
Yeah. You know, and you got to realize, like right now, I was following Mex Global. You know, it's a pretty big exchange. They do trading in the billions. You know what I mean? And they're actually moving up our ranks when it comes to holding tokens. They're sitting at the number 43 spot out of the top 50. So these bigger exchanges are loading up on Volt. You know, they keep buying it and they keep moving up the ranks. So I believe that they know something that the average investor just doesn't know.
Interesting. So I guess I guess what else? Talk to me a little bit about what else you had planned to chat about, because I know that you wanted to go through things, and I probably derailed you, man. So I apologize, but I didn't want to slow you up if you still had an agenda that you wanted to get through.
Oh man, dude, it's all good. You know, one thing about me, bro, it's like I never have a plan. You know what I mean? I don't have a script. It's everything just comes natural. Like whatever happens. I just speak with conviction. You know, I speak with belief and I think that at the end of the day, that does a lot more than just a script, you know. But you said, you know,
sells, man. I'm a big proponent of that. Passion sells.
Well, you know, you were talking about gaming earlier. For those that don't know, we do have a partnership with Wolverine. We're going to be one of their fighters in the Meta Brawl universe. And that game, if you guys haven't seen the preview, man, you guys need to see the preview. That is what you call like Tekken tag fighting style, freaking, you know, Smash Brothers level type of game. So it's very, very impressive. They actually came to the Telegram, and I talked to the developer and connected them with Boltoshi. And next thing you know, man, we're part of their plan for their game. You know, you look at DeFi Fighters. That's another game that we are a part of. Underblocks, for those that don't know, it's a zombie game. Very, very cool game, man. Very, very cool. They're gonna have like machine guns with the Volt logo and everything. You're gonna be able to go in there and do tournaments and and it's getting exciting, man. The gaming side, we're all over it.
Yeah, I want to co-sign it really quick. That the racer game was really fun. I didn't get a chance to play it for too long, but it had it reminded me of GTA 2, like the old GTA, like GTA 2. For real, that's what I got when I played it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, like if you do it enough, you can actually get really really good. And we've been doing giveaways. There's a guy that won thousands of dollars for being the best player. So people are always winning money playing that game. It's something that most DeFi games just don't offer. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool, man. The way Boltoshi does all those giveaways for those guys.
No, that's awesome. So I know that you said that in the very beginning when things were not looking too hot when you initially approached him. Did he end up opening a voice chat? Does he do voice chats? Is that a thing?
Oh man, this is what happened. It's he opened the voice chat for us, but he never came. You know what I mean? So at that moment in time, I just took over the voice chat. I was like, "All right, guys, we're going to the top 10 cryptos in the world. Who's with me?" You know? And
I mean, has anyone speculated on who it is?
No, man. Like I've been talking to Boltoshi for almost 6 months now via message. That's it, man. I have never heard his voice. I have never ever talked to him on the phone or seen on camera. Nothing, man. He's 100% crypto, bro. Like super encrypted. He does. Cool. I can't even. I couldn't even find a Twitter of him if I tried. Like I have a couple ideas. Yeah, I have a couple of ideas of who he could be, but I narrow it down to about 2 to 3 people. So, and all those 2 to 3 people, man, are very important individuals. Like if I was them, I would never come about. That's how important these guys are. So
that that part intrigues me. And I think that's why I like the project so much, is because the mystery behind it. So I mean, you have very few things left on the current roadmap. Talk to me a little bit. So I see NFT collection. Tell me a little bit about the NFTs.
Oh man, well the NFTs are going to be and where the heck is my roadmap? Sorry, man, I can't keep up with this guy, so I gotta always look and see what's going on. So on the NFTs part, we are going to be releasing a whole collection, okay? And the people that they've been here under 20,000 holders and are still around, they're going to get whitelisted for some of these NFTs. So I don't have all the details on these NFTs, but I do believe that they're going to be very, very, very cool. It's something that's definitely going to bring a value over time. And Boltoshi has definitely taken the time on these NFTs. It's not something where you just slap a 2D dog on a wallpaper and you call it an NFT. He's going all out on these things. So when they come out, man, it's gonna be very, very cool. And as far as the roadmap goes, as you can see on the screen, man, like most all stages are completed, right? They're almost all completed. I mean, you got the NFT collection that is almost there. The automated social active reward system. What do you think of that? Does that sound intrigued to you?
It does.
I know, it blows my mind just looking at it. So in my opinion, okay, I don't have confirmation, but you know how we partner up with Everrise, right? Well, Everrise has a multi-chain contract, right? So they're on Polygon, they're on Sandbox, BSC, Ethereum, and another one that I can't remember the name. So think about right now, we have 2 contracts, Ethereum and Binance Bridge, right? And they both have automated burn systems per transaction. I believe that Boltoshi is going to open up Polygon and create a new contract for Polygon with an automatic burn, open up one for Sandbox, and have an automatic burn per transaction as well. So I'm thinking that he wants to have 5 to 6 contracts. They all have automatic burns per transactions on all these different blockchains. So think about how quick the supply is going to decrease if you do all that, not including the manual burns.
So is that is that the theme behind it? Just for an easy to understand package, everything, all the utility is going to basically drive that burning feature.
Yes, that's basically our primary plan when it comes to utility is to suppress the supply as we grow. So every token becomes more valuable and rewards the community. Like, as you know, Volt is a DAO. That means that it's built it's for the community. Boltoshi doesn't hold any percentages of the supply. If he does hold any supply, he bought it after the launch. You know what I mean? Because everything was a stealth launch. There was no pre-sales. There was none of that. Everything was just straight out gangster, man.
Obviously you were in it very, very early, so you have a unique perspective when it comes to this entire thing. You might not know the specifics behind it, but when it comes to this marketing approach, right, it's hyper aggressive. It's everywhere. I feel like I've seen Volt in you, 20 times, which in today's day and age, when we're inundated with ads and whatnot, like, you need those 20 touch points to really like captivate somebody or get somebody to click on something or explore further. So do they use analytics? How does the mindset work when it approaches marketing from the Volt team? Are they driving it on numbers? Are they driving it on regions? Like, what's the statistic that they run by?
Oh man, I love that question. That's a very intelligent question, man. It's like you know your stuff. You know what I mean? Well, you think about it like this, okay? When you build an army from scratch, from zero, and that's kind of where I came in, and I have the experience of building communities, because even before crypto, I was in network marketing, which I built massive teams. I know that once you get enough people to believe in a target, just like NASA would always tell people, we're going to the moon, and even the janitor knew the mission. You ask the janitor, where are we going? Well, we're going to the moon. So from that analogy, I took that and put it into the community. And from day one, I've been telling people that we're going to crypto.com, that we're going to the number 10 spot out of the top 100, and created a massive belief in a project. And then Boltoshi comes behind us and delivers everything he promises, man, everything on point. So now you just don't have a marketing wallet. Now you have a community that will freaking bleed their fingers to raid this all over social media. They will bleed every day for you. They will fight for you. They will stay up 20 hours a day for you. They will do whatever it takes for you to take them to the promised land. So 90% of our marketing comes from our community, okay? The other 10% obviously comes from the developing team, something like, the UFC, the soccer league that we sponsor in South America with the top team. And that's how you spread the word around, man. You just find the right people, you put them on the right seat in the round table, and then you have them spread the word. And it blows beyond any marketing wallet that any developer could ever come with, because you have thousands and thousands of people sharing this information nonstop, 24/7, just like our boys chat, nonstop.
Truly is an army. It really is. And with everything that you guys are throwing out there, it's obviously catching a lot of people. This army is wild, man. Your chat is wild, in your Telegram and everything else that you guys are pushing out there. So talk to me about how you guys cultivate it, because on the Twitter, I see a ton of just posts and engagement for the community. Is that main method behind the madness, is just like, constantly staying engaged with your community so they stay engaged with you?
Well, yeah, you follow Boltoshi himself with the official Twitter page, man, and this guy's a Twitter maniac. He'll drop 20 tweets, 30 tweets a day himself, promoting certain things. And when you have the leader leading upon example, the team follows. Everybody follows. And when you have a voice chat that's open 24/7, man, we've been open 24/7 for 6 months now, going on 6 months. So when you have an unlimited source of information, and you have the proper leadership at the front, leading by example, you create that community that just thrives, man. That just runs with you. That has no fear. Like when we drop a tweet in the Telegram and we say it's time to rate it, man. Everybody and their grandma are rating this tweet all over Twitter, nonstop. We give them hashtags, we give them ways to do it, way to get more exposure, and then the community just follows, man, and just does what they're supposed to. It's beautiful.
Everyone's out there working for their bags. Now it's not really like incentivized either, is it? It's organic.
Yeah, man. Nobody gets paid. Nobody gets paid. That's the beauty of it. You know, that's the beauty of it. Like the way Voltosha sees it, like why compensate every individual with a little bit of change? We can take that change and put it into, you know, like Gilbert, an ambassador of Volt, top UFC fighter. You know what I mean? What if we take some of that money and push it towards Messi, one of the best soccer players in the world? You know what I mean? And that's what inspires a community, man. It's like, I'm not here to make a few bucks. I'm here to become a multi-millionaire. That's what I want.
That's what turns those $100 investments into $500, right? All of a sudden, people really believe in the ultimate vision.
Exactly, man. For those that don't know, you know, Volt launched at a 100K market cap or a little less, and it launched right before Christmas, which is the worst time in crypto. You know, right before the holidays. So everything that's been with Volt has been against the current. Everything. We launched in the worst time in crypto. We've been running in a bear market this whole time. What do you think is going to happen once we get to a nice run, to a nice bull run, man? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of the ones that have been pushing that marketing, the one that people recognize, those are going to get a lot of spotlight, more than likely.
Oh, man. Exactly. So right now we're building the foundation of the project in the crypto space. That's what we're doing. We're building the foundation. We are in no rush to do imperfections. Everything is done on schedule. Everything is done as it should be, you know, as promised to the community. Because at the end of the day, man, when you start not delivering your promises, people start losing faith in your project. You know what I mean? That's what happens. So as long as we keep delivering everything that Voltoshi promises and we keep doing things day by day, I don't know if you know, but like you don't see stage 5, but we're already working on stage 5. You know, halfway through stage 5 already, and it hasn't even been updated on the website. And stage 5 is when you go to the billions, when you go to some real market caps, when you go and compete with the top 100 tokens. That's what stage 5 is looking like, brother. And it's about to get exciting.
I mean, I can hear that you are super passionate. Is there anything else that we didn't hit? You know, I know we bounced around a bunch, and that's, you know, I apologize. That's kind of how they end up turning out. You know, I guess, you know, did we miss anything? Because I got questions pouring in.
Oh man, well, you know, like everybody knows, we have a way to buy Volt with fiat, with your debit card, crypto card, whatever, or I mean credit card, and we have a way for you to spend your Volt if you don't want to turn it into fiat. You know, we've got partnership with Dripto where they have shoes, merchandise, you know, partnership with all these shopping partners that you can see on the link tree if you go check it out. Well, how you can spend your money. I mean, we have plenty of Volt songs that have been already made, a lot of music. I mean, we cover music, gaming. I mean, you name it, man. We have a million freaking YouTubers that believe in the project, multi-chain. I mean, open leverage. You can move, you know, it just goes on forever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, one more thing I can't miss on this one. I almost forgot about this one. So for those that don't know, on the main chat, as you see right there, what says Platanazo. Okay. So Platanazo has a property in the metaverse. Okay. So they reach out to Voltoshi and they partner up. So now Volt has a room, a lobby, or whatever you want to call it, in the metaverse, you know, and in this room, you can go in there and learn everything you want to know about Volt. You can watch videos on the TVs. You can You can search on the laptops that are sitting on the counters. And then when you exit the room, it's like a nightclub. So you're going to be able to go in and play poker, uh, gamble your crypto if you want. You know, you're going to be able to walk around, play live footage. Like, let's say there's a UFC fight and one of you guys have pay-per-view and nobody else does. You can actually take that live feed and play it in the big screen TV, so everybody that's in the metaverse can watch the movie live and everything. So we are definitely moving into the metaverse big time, on top of everything else that we talked about today.
All right, so no more viruses from those illegal streaming sites, guys. It's in the works here.
So yeah, man. I mean, it's just beautiful, you know. Everything that's going on, it's amazing, and I truly hope and wish that people see the vision before it's too late. You know, by the time we get to Binance and Crypto.com and Coinbase, I mean, you're not gonna get the same rewards that you would to jump in early on a project like we are today.
So I know that you kind of answered, Emmy had a question about the metaverse plans. Now, are you guys looking to kind of stake your claim on the metaverse side in multiple different platforms, or is that something that's been on the agenda?
Yeah, man. I mean, Toshi is loving the metaverse. You know, he's loving the metaverse. And for those that kind of want to see more about it, not the live stream that I did on my channel last night, but the one before, the last hour, we actually have footage recording of one of our guys in the metaverse showing off the rooms and everything that we're already doing in the metaverse. So if you guys want to go watch that live stream to kind of see what I'm talking about, you're more than welcome. Just fast forward about an hour and you'll start to see a lot of the footage when it comes to the metaverse. And I believe that Boltoshi is going to go all over the place in the metaverse. So it's going to get exciting.
Awesome. Greek came in with a pretty good one. Seeing that there is a Volt fiat gateway in play, talk to us about some of the things that you've heard about the legal aspect in terms of potential issues that might arise with managing information and whatnot. As the team talked about that, have you heard anything on that one?
Well, as far as the fiat gateway goes, everybody outside of the U.S. can utilize that service. You know, the U.S. is a little bit more strict when it comes to fiat and crypto. So, Toshi is working on a fiat gateway just for the U.S. So that's something that's going to come up soon. So for those that are asking that question, if you're part of the U.S., you cannot use the fiat gateway yet.
Interesting. And Daniel came in with a good one here. He says, usually we've seen projects that claim to have a pool of asset classes under their management. They typically fail to create an authentic like audit system for the community on like the various assets in play and whatnot. Would Volt Inu be considering having like an external audit firm like check the project books or anything along those lines? Or is there any sort of confirmation or visibility into what the Treasury has available?
Oh, well, actually, if you go on the Telegram, you can actually type in Treasury, and it's going to pull out the Ether scan of the Treasury, or you can type in on the Telegram OpenSea, and you guys can see all the NFTs that is owned by Volt Inu. And then on top of that, for the other aspect of his question, as we partner up with Everrise, Everrise is actually managing our contract. Okay, so you know how Volt is a DAO. So everything that Voltoshi decides to update on the contract or do anything, he has to go through Everrise, because Everrise actually holds Volt Inu in their vault. You know, they protect it. So anytime Voltoshi wants to do any updates, he has to go to Everrise, and then Everrise has to approve it by the community before the developer can move anything or change anything in the contract. So that's how Boltoshi says, you know what, I'm a legit developer, and I'm not gonna do anything sketchy without your guys' permission. And so, as far as we understand, Everrise has full control of our contract.
Interesting stuff. You know, I had heard about that program and that option before. You know, and it's a great way to give investors confidence. But not only that, you tap into their, you know, their big community as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, you guys can always go and go to the Everrise and talk to them themselves. They can explain to you more about how the Vault works and how it's rare to have a developer give up the contract to Everrise, because that's literally what Voltoshi did. He gave up the contract to Everrise. So, I mean, if that doesn't give an investor confidence in a project, I mean, I honestly don't know what does.
You know, I know that the partnership side is everywhere, and Mortgage Buster came in with a great question about future partnerships and staking opportunities and whatnot. Talk to us a little bit about where the mindset is from the team side, and just in terms of where they're going. Obviously, a couple of UFC fighters under their roster, or under the you know, representing at least. Like, talk to us a little bit about where the mindset is. Is it more sports? Is it more tech? Is it everywhere?
Well, you know, the best way to reach out to the world is to use things that people already love, you know. And like you said, UFC is definitely one of them. It's something that we're super bullish on. But another one that I'm looking for it right now that we have also partnered up was soccer. For those that don't know, Defensa y Justicia, as you can see on the screen, it's a pretty big team in South America. They're actually competing in a cup that's sponsored by Binance Exchange. So what I'm saying is that we're tapping into soccer. Soccer, you know, we want to be part of the FIFA of this year. We want to be there. We want to be sponsoring FIFA. We want to be part of all that, and it's going to get pretty exciting. So as you go down here, you can see in the bottom right, you can see the Volt logo as a sponsor. Boltoshi and I have been talking about, you know, getting into baseball and getting into basketball and all that scenario. So yes, a sports partnership is something that we believe is necessary to go to the next level.
Very, very interesting. Let me see here. I had a few questions on some topics that we had already chatted about. Now, what about the staking options? Just to
okay, yeah.
round out Mortgage Buster.
So the treasury and staking and farming, right? So right now, for those that don't know, Volt offers a 1% reflection. Okay, so you're automatically getting reflections on every transaction, you know, that happens on your contract. When it comes to treasury, staking, and farming, that's something that Voltoshi hasn't told me much about. It's something that's still very, very hidden. My guess is that he wants to do it somehow in-house, so there's not a third party. And I believe when he does release the farming and the staking, it's gonna be huge, man. It's gonna be something that you guys are gonna be very, very pleased, and it's something that he's definitely taking his time with. So I don't have enough information to share on that.
I can appreciate that. You know, you might have a unique perspective on this one. Lexa came in with the question. You know, when you look at the BSC chart, it looks like a sudden drop. What do you think was the biggest reason for this?
Well, you know, right after the migration, we pumped really, really hard, really, really hard. Okay, and you know, everything that goes up fast comes down fast. That's just the name of crypto. So what happened is, you guys know that all of a sudden everything was looking great, and Bitcoin had that massive dump. So it created fear in the market, and a lot of people that were brand new to Volt got scared. They hardly knew anything about the project. They just bought it because of the hype. So a lot of them, you know, sold. Some of them sold at a loss, and you know, we're back to a nice floor, which is around 50 million market cap.
I mean, they certainly benefited the project in a big way for future investors in terms of, you know, getting you guys prepped and ready to capitalize on opportunities. You know, in terms of what the future holds in the next 4 weeks or so, the next month, talk to me. You know, obviously a very aggressive, very, very aggressive expansion on the exchange side, but what else, just to kind of summarize in case, you know, some people listening in kind of miss some details.
Oh man, well, basically, like you said, you know, our goal is to start getting into those tier ones. You know, by the end of the year, Boltoshi wants to be in 100 exchanges, which is a beautiful goal for anybody that understands crypto. Being on that many exchanges is like being Dogecoin. You know, Dogecoin holds at 6, 8, 10 cents. You know, trading sideways for a long time without a problem because it's listed on so many exchanges. So top tier exchanges is definitely the goal for the next, few weeks to a month. And then on top of that, more partnerships to come, whether it's in the sports or in the crypto space. So you're going to see a lot more partnerships, some updates on the games that we've been listing on. And, you might even see a NFT collection pop out. So, yeah, man, things are about to get pretty fired up.
I gotta imagine. So there's a lot on the agenda. You got me fired up about this Elon Goat thing. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that there was a partnership on that front. That's going to be massive.
It's huge, man. It's pretty huge. So all I can tell you guys is be excited for that because Volt is going to represent very, very hard on that delivery. It's going to be something that you're going to go on Twitter and Volt's going to be everywhere, and all of a sudden Tesla and Elon and everything is talking about this Volt dog. So yeah, man, it's gonna be epic. I'm gonna be on top of a semi yelling for Elon. I'm gonna be like, "Come get your dog, Elon! Come get your dog!"
DJ says he came in with the question. I think we've done a good job at answering it, but maybe I'll toss it up for you just in case. In the bear run, if we experience a longer one, how does the team plan to pivot? What strategies did you guys use in the prior times when crypto felt slower?
Oh man, well, we talked about this before, and Volt was created and has been running in the bear market. I mean, if you pull out a calculator and think about launching at 100K market cap to a 50 million, I mean, do the math, right? And we're just getting started. You look at Saitama, you look at Shiba, all these guys have hundreds of thousands of holders, if not millions. So our main strategy is to keep growing in numbers. Okay, so instead of focusing too much on a quick pump, just like we had after migration, because that's nothing stable. That's not something that you want to keep doing long term. You want to have that beautiful stairway to heaven chart where you're growing up, so many millions per week or something like that. So our strategy to stay big over time and survive like we have been surviving for the last 6 months is to just keep doing what we've been doing, growing in numbers, getting new partnerships, and getting on more exchanges because every exchange is a top holder. So why give that up?
100%. And Pablo, I have like 6 or 7 messages about some trouble joining the Telegram. I guess, we'll pass that over to you, but I don't know if the team wants to check out the link that's going in. Potentially some sort of issue with the link. It looked like it worked for me, but I have a lot of people that are talking about they can't join the Telegram, but they want to. When it comes to the game, is the racer game able to earn rewards right now?
Yes, you can actually play to earn right now for some Volt tokens. You can actually play to earn, and if you win certain competitions, you can actually pick buybacks for your projects as well. Like let's say you wanna play and you wanna earn some money for CVC, which is one of our partners, or Everrise. You can actually play and if you win, you can we can do a buyback for that project. So yeah, there's a lot of rewards in playing the game for sure.
So I know that we're kind of rounding out the hour, Pablo, but why? I guess typically I ask people if they want to close it out, feel free. But there's so much on the horizon for Volt NU, so I think it's going to be a really unique portion of the AMA in this side of things. So I mean, talk to me about why right now. Maybe close us out with why right now is the best time in your opinion to hop in the project.
Oh man, well, I like to buy projects when they're down. First of all, that's what I love to do. That's how you make your money in crypto. Chasing the green candle is how you get wrecked. So when you look at our chart, whether it's the Binance or the Ethereum, we've been trading sideways for over a week now. So that tells you that we have support around this price range. So you're looking at the bottom right now. So that's what creates a good entry point in a project that you believe, thing has been trading sideways for a week. Okay, you got some announcements coming up at the end of this month. Great. You know, if you want to get involved before all these top tier ones start dropping, if you want to get involved, think about getting involved right before Shiba went crazy when it got listed on Gate.io and then Crypto.com and all those big exchanges. That's about where we are today with Volt. So I feel that this is a project where you can actually, drop 50K, 100K and feel comfortable with. Obviously it's not a financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy it or spend all your money or sell your house or anything like that. But you got to look at the bigger picture. We have the community, we have the leadership, we have the service, we have the product, we have an awesome looking logo that's very brandable that can be put in anything. So yeah, man, I wouldn't see why not you would get Volt at this point. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Pablo, tons of passion behind you from this project. Obviously, a long time supporter of it. Awesome to get just your vision and how you've seen the project evolve, as well as your own personal self in the space. What a special experience it was to have you on. And for everybody that's been listening in, voltnu.in, or check out their Telegram group at VoltNU Official. And guys, make sure you check out Pablo's channel on YouTube as well. Awesome content on there. Just search Pablo Crow, and you can find him on there. But Pablo, thanks once again for jumping on with us.
Hey man, it was fun, man. I enjoy the conversation. I love those smart questions. I mean, you got yourself a nice group of individuals that are looking for, for freedom, for financial freedom, and Volt stands for freedom, and that's all we cared about. Nothing else matters besides setting the teacher free, besides setting the nurse free. That's all we cared about.
Yeah, I mean, guys, even if you're not investing, feel free to jump in their community and be a part of it. Awesome community that, seems ever growing with how big it is already and, how much engagement there is. Awesome stuff. Yeah, thanks once again, Pablo, for coming on with us and sharing this with us. And for everybody that's been listening in, that does it for today's show, everyone. Awesome opportunity to get the perspective of Pablo, who's truly had a unique experience throughout this project's lifespan. And it's been an absolute pleasure to hear it. I will say firsthand that their marketing approach is extremely impressive, and the focus on accessibility and expansion through growing their massive existing army is incredible. Really excited to see the initiatives come to fruition, especially the major exchanges. For everybody that's been tuning in, we'll be announcing the winners of the giveaway shortly. Quick reminder, hop on Twitter, jump into these awesome crypto discussions, as well as these awesome exclusive giveaways on there. And thanks once again for tuning in, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Take it easy.